所有蜘蛛都有毒吗？居然可以天不吃饭。公蜘蛛想色色，为什么最后却把Gg断里面？家里遇到大蜘蛛该怎么抓？那就开始今天主题，从零开始养蜘蛛篇。Hello， 大家，我是许伯，在我身旁是人称东海蜘蛛小仙女的 Masha。Chucky， 它是一只北京狗，但好像不是来自北京。Masha， 我们现在在哪里呢
？Biology Department, Life Science, Spider Lab。
这是蜘蛛实验室，难怪那边有一只蜘蛛呢。现在是位于老板的办公室里面。
然后这老板养的，
还是说他就是老板？
对，它是我们实验用的，然后这是我们饲养的一个环境，就是有点让它有地方像户外一样可以垂吊着。我们
背后的翻译大神是 Sammy， 不想要露脸，我会拍一下他。
那这只叫什么蜘蛛？人面。
所以是看起来像人的脸吗？
对，它其实反过来看它是人脸。
好的，现在开始进入正题。蜘蛛是可以饲养的吗
？Yes, for sure. It's a good pet for people that travel. 你会带着你的蜘蛛去旅行 ？No, but because when I leave and I don't need to feed them too often, so they can survive if I go abroad for too long.
所以可以先喂它一餐之后，然后我去环游世界这
样。Yeah, they can have some starving period for like months.
哇哦！
哦，听起来很棒。
我们今天会分成实验以及宠物两大类蜘蛛。那我们这边宠物蜘蛛有哪些呢
？So there's few species popular. There's a Parahibana brahapelma.
刚刚是什么语言？
它是它的拉丁文的学。
哦，不愧是博士班啊！终于出现可以讲拉丁文的人了。
Lasiodora parahibana.
Parahibana.
Because when I study abroad many countries, the best choice is to speak Latin names so everyone understands.
哇，前面的是
There's two categories we can separate tarantulas, and one is the old world spiders and the new world spiders. Old world spiders, those that come from Africa and Asia, more like fast and less hairy. They don't have the hair that can make you itchy. And the New World spiders, they from America, South America, Central America, and North America.
Hey.
Look more fat and they slow and they're more docile.
开箱新世界蜘蛛，
这只叫什么？Grammostola rosea. It's a little bit pinkish, that's why it calls rosea in Latin, like a rose.
现在要把它带出来吗
？Yeah. 这是在干嘛？
这要画画吗
？I'm pushing it, because the brush is like softer.
这个有毒吗
？Yes. Like every spider is poison. Those longer hair are lighter. Those are the one that can make you feel itchy. With the back leg, they scratch the butt, and then hair goes.
它们的寿命
Most of tarantulas leave female around 15 to 20 years, and the male leave a little bit less. Some species around 5. This one probably can live until 10.
那它的特征
Spiders have 8 legs, we can see, and there's a small island on the carapax. It's the eye, like here, 8 eyes, so you cannot really see that it's 8, but it's 8. And the first one called pedipalp. Those are more for touching the ground and like more sensitive, so they feel some chemical sensations with it. And then we have Helicera, like in the front. So we have two parts, opistosoma and prosoma. And then we have a spinneret, those two parts. There's a silicone from. So tarantulas' general feature, they don't really build a web. They mostly just walking on the ground, searching for the food. And it's not very sticky as some other spiders. So it's not very successive with catching prey.
它是让自己走得不舒服这样，还是它就只是喜欢脚黏黏的感觉？
他无法回答。
它多少钱呢
？Taiwanese spiders are a bit more expensive because it's the size. It's around 2,000, and this one is 2,500. In Poland, if you buy smaller spiders, you can actually buy it for around like 500 NTD if it's a small spider.
哦，所以他刚刚意思是说，台湾买蜘蛛都是盘子。
So a lot of people prefer to buy adult. The smaller are like less practical because they need to be fed more often and they can get sick more easily. So it's harder to take care of the spiderlings than the adult ones. So it's more expensive.
So this name. touch 会
like
好像被棉花棒戳到的感觉。它脚在碰到我的时候有伸两个东西出来。
Yeah, it's like a claw.
哦，爪子。
怎么可爱啊？我觉得好可爱。
可爱。
不要看它的脸，看它的脚在蛮可爱。
开箱旧世界蜘蛛。
他自己也很怕这样子，自己养。
This one is like faster, so they can jump and they run like. But this one seems sleepy now.
我想你要确定，我们有需要盾牌吗？好，先把袖子拉起来。这只是 Masha 的宠物，它叫什么名字呢
？I'm just called Balfouri, part of Latin name, but I think it's pretty.
所以玛莎平常就会叫它拉丁学名。那它的特征有哪些呢？
It's a little bit bluish if you like put a light on it. It's a little bit bluish on the leg because it's probably female and because it's also young, so it's less blue, and male are very bluish. So this spider is one of the most special in tarantulas because this one can actually live in this kind of closure with like few other same species spider, but they need to be from the same sex, so it means brothers and sisters. So it can build like a house all together and share food, which is very incredible for tarantulas because usually they're like lonely animals. But if they adult already, it's better to not put even the brother and sister together. They'll probably more prefer to live like that. They are like more underground spiders, so if you actually have a bigger enclosure and put more ground, they will make few tunnels and they'll live like a family. And this one make more web because they usually make a more like house, like a tunnel from the web. We are actually very lucky that it's keeping in one place.
哦，它平常是什么状态？它会比较毒吗？
Most of the old war spiders, they are pretty toxic and they are more poisonous than probably this one, and they are more likely to bite you than this one. But they don't have the hair that will make you allergic. But I think I'll prefer the hair than the poison. So that's why this is not good for beginners because it can easily bite you. If I do like this, it will probably might bite me. And the poison depends if you have allergy on the poison, and you never know if you have allergy on specific poison. The claws are pretty big. So first of all, it will hurt because it's just a big claws, and then second, it's just probably will make you skin cause like necrotic. Better go to doctor. I actually have a cockroach here, so cockroach.
哦，
那边这样躲一只蟑螂，
要让它去咬它吗？
让它去。
So it's not very sticky. You can see it doesn't really catch.
哦，
Because it's the second cockroach that I gave him, that's why he didn't eat it. So he probably just full. The cockroach is stupid.
哦，
Okay, it will come.
这台湾很多人养，还是很少。
I would say this one is more a rare species, and I was surprised when I found it in the store. The tarantula feel aggressive. They put first leg like this, and they try to show claws. So they...
现在玛莎为我们介绍在家里面常见的，但是又吓到你噗噗跳的可怕蜘蛛。
This spider calls Heteropoda venatoria. It's a common house spider in Taiwan. The main feature is that they don't build webs, so they just run around the walls and catch some cockroaches and other spiders. They are pretty fast. Their legs are very, very long, so they are adapted to the fast running.
所以我们刚刚转动杯子，它就一直跑，那我们一直转，它就一直跑，一直跑，一直跑。
Yeah.
这样它不会头晕吗？
I think so now. He stopped running. So they only have a silk for making an egg.
它的卵是会放在身上的吗？
No, those are not.
哦，那我以前听到那个传闻就是假的咯。我听说有一个朋友他拿那个辞海去丢喇牙，丢下去之后跑出很多小蜘蛛来。
I know the video. Yeah, sometimes they don't carry the spiders, but they carry the egg sometimes, and then it could happen because of that.
所以它只是刚好在移动的时候刚好被打到，小蜘蛛们就喷出来这样。
不是也有传闻说什么阿嬷说它会喷尿什么？
对，阿嬷以前就会讲说什么不要靠近它，它会喷尿，然后喷到会腐蚀什么之类。
They poop, and everything is together, but it's not toxic.
哦，所以阿嬷说的是假的。
在家里面怎么抓蜘蛛？
Put the cup on
Cup,
it and then cover it. Because I had this one at home, and I bring it to the lab, so he was unlucky guy to get to my room.
可是我走过去的时候，它就跳过来怎么办？
如果我走过去，我就尖叫了。
我有一次只是想要这样慢慢从它旁边过，就只是啊！
I'm happy when spider come to my home.
我喜欢很适合取回家。
Experiment.
那如果你看到蟑螂呢？
I'm mostly disgust. Then I bring it and feed to my spider.
这边推荐怕蜘蛛跟怕蟑螂的男生，马上挑战抓蜘蛛。
You can just grab it, actually.
啊什么？
他的意思说这不难啊。
啊，你在那边拍当然不能。
你可以帮我把它弄到手上吗？
你可以到手上去吗？拜托。
So in English we call it the golden web building spiders because often they have a golden web. They often have a very goldish head, carapax, and it's also like one of the main feature of the spider. They are very colorful.
他们是怎么生宝宝的
Actually, I can show on this one.
他救你。
？Thank you very much.
So this is a female.
他可直接控制它。
So adult female have a reproductive plate here. We call it epigene, and the male have reproductive organs here on the pedipalp. And when the female is adult and ready to mate, they climb on the web because they don't build web. They go here on the bottom of the female, and they have a structure that suitable for each species, and they cannot reproduce with any other species. and it fits it like a lock and key. And then when the male plays they pedipalp inside of the female epigene. They put sperm in it, and then the female is pregnant. But the female can choose some other male. She can preserve the sperm until another male that is better will come and reproduce with her.
这是他们的优生学。
And sometimes to prevent the preservation, because every male just want to know that will be for sure his future babies, they can cut his pedipalp and leave it inside to not let another male. Some females have pheromones and they place it on the web, if those spiders like that. Tarantulas actually don't really attract the male, just search for a female by himself, and he needs to prove that he's the best. So that's why sometimes they are, well, often they are very colorful. So the male will come and then he will try to do some poses, and then the female will think if she's just stand and do nothing, then male will try to approach her, and then they mate exactly in the same way like here. Sometimes they get eaten even before they mate.
啊，这年头要生小孩也是不容易。
In the smaller spiders, those it's for provide nutrients, but the tarantulas often do it just because of bad mood.
这女生心情好是很重要。
真的是要让女生心情好一点。
好的，现在要开始说它是宝宝从哪里出来的。
First, she make a egg sac from the silk. She have the entrance for the placing egg near the spinnerets, and just put the egg inside the egg sac.
你要不要？你要不要拿另外一只手？可是它走路很慢，其实很可爱，你觉得吗？
好哦。如果今天我们要养一只蜘蛛的话，要准备怎样的居住环境呢？
Some people keep terrarium like a glass one, like a very cool with the plants, but it's the simple one is also work. So the most important thing is the ground, and you just need to know the species. Like for the species, there's a more ground, and then for the species that don't need to like have too much ground. It's good to have some hiding places like coconut, anything that they can hide. It's make them feel less stressful. And the very important thing is to keep water for them. And also important thing is to keep humidity. So you can just spray water every day, and then keep like humidity level around 70%. And the temperatures should also be like pretty warm. Temperature goes lower. They instead of dying, they just go like sleeping mode. So it can be okay, but if you have extra warmer in winter, it's also a good idea. Because warmer it is, then faster they grow, and then faster you can see them pretty and big.
感觉有点爆冲。是它的大便吗？
Yeah. But they don't poop too much or have some residual for after a prey, so you don't really need to clean it too often.
多久大一次？
When you feed it, actually almost immediately it will poop.
哦，
So it depends how often you feed.
他们吃什么？
Mostly cockroaches and crickets.
So how often do you feed them?
Once per week, depends of the size of the prey, and the size of prey is often similar to this part of the body.
好的，我们刚刚讲到说 Masha 是博士班的研究生，那他现在要带我们去看一下他实验的什么东西。
现在是拿什么蜘蛛？
现在是横带，
这些都是去野外抓回来的，把它丢下来啦！
爆冲哎！
Here,
哇哦，
have a machine.
这一台
Okay.
这样它可以拉多少丝出来？
有个定量，
哦
就是我们拉到它就断掉为止。
哦，
它其实很多条，所以有些会先断掉，然后它就会这样一路一直拉出去。
You can also see here, goldish.
哎，真的耶！你现在是用刀片这样抽出来是这样，其实很漂亮哎，超漂亮的。它这个抽出来可以做什么事情？
合成丝就是想要做人造的，
去研究说怎么变成人造的这样。
对，就是它为什么会这么的强韧。
好的，那我们今天影片大概就到这边。非常感谢我们的东海蜘蛛小仙女 Masha 以及北京狗狗 Chucky， 还有在后面帮我们翻译的大臣 Sammy。Are you single？
Yes.
那据我们刚刚偷偷了解呢 ，Masha 喜欢的就是 sushi、Naruto， 还有墨西哥料理，所以大家知道要怎么追求了。我们就把它 IG 放在下面。那我们今天影片就到这边，我们下次见了，拜拜。
在美国，健身教练非常喜欢养乐高，
他现在多重？
他现在60。
它们真的超可爱的，
你要敢跟他们相处。
为什么跑不敢的
一？开始见的时候他们真的很凶啊，就很像一开始有3个观众都让你打。Cat 就是 Creators at Taiwan， 是为台湾新媒体创作者打造全新平台。想多了解 Cat 的话，就去下载哈维 Video App， 进入 Cat 网红馆吧。